in general.
In general, concerning the recording?
I recorded it in Nashville with Dan Auerbach and a bunch of friends.
And your sensation in rock on Seine? The first time?
Yeah, first time here. It's cool. I mean, I've been hearing a lot about this festival since I've been coming to France for the past few years. And it's great that we're able to play it now.
To seduce public, what is your challenge today?
Challenge? I don't know. I mean, we're going to do what we do normally. I guess, I'll treat it like we're playing at a bar. But just bigger stage, more lights or something.
It's a key of success, normally.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, I'm getting kind of used to playing festivals and stuff. See if people start to morph into just one shape. I think it's scarier to play a club in front of 30 people than to play in front of 30,000. I don't know.
Are there artists you want to see today?
Yeah, one's playing right now. The main one I wanted to see is actually, I can kind of hear it faintly in the distance. Tame Impala on the main stage, I guess.
And it's not rare when you play garage music to make big stage because rock garage is made for crappy nightclubs and everything.
I think so. I mean, I think people can translate it really well. I think eventually we'll put on a stage show or something, but for now we'll just put a bunch of fucking amps on the stage and play the guitar.
To come back to Paris, do you think you have a special relationship with Paris, with friends?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I actually have a lot of really close friends that live here. So whenever I come here, I feel like I have an extended family, and it's like it feels like a second home. Just how San Francisco or New York feels to me as a home, even though I don't live there at the moment. Like it feels like a place I'm comfortable at. I guess the only difference is I really suck at speaking French, but I don't know. I feel like all my friends speak English, which is doing me a disservice, but whatever.
The place you met Auerbach?
Yeah.
Can you talk about this meeting?
Yeah, I met him at a bar. That a friend of mine owns, and he introduced us after a gig one night. I was DJing, playing music, and we just started talking about music, and that conversation has turned into, recording and my album, and then his studio, and then the next thing you know, we just kind of stayed in touch and planned for me to record in his studio. I mean, he wasn't even supposed to produce the record when we started talking about it. I was just going to rent the studio and work with his engineer. But, it turned out that he had some time off, and I don't know, it just made sense to work together.
What is his influence on the new album?
I think it's just, the musicianship that everyone that played on the record, everyone was really talented and really good. We just kind of got in a room and just started working on the songs that I had written. We kind of worked on them together and let whatever happen when we recorded it. Once we figured out how to play the songs as a group, we just hit record, and oftentimes we got it within 1 or 2 takes. There was a lot of live recordings, a lot of live moments. Typically, in my old recordings in the past, I would sit there by myself in a room or whatever and overdub over and over to a click track or to the drums or some sort of backing track or whatever. This was a bit different, where we would kind of show each other the parts and then play it all as a group. That was new for me, I think. I'm used to doing it with songs that already existed in a live context, playing a show or whatever, but never in a recording setting.
You played with Johnny Hallyday in the first part. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about this experience?
That was a cool experience. I mean, it's really interesting to be be thrown into those situations where there is kind of a legendary figure who's been in the business for as long as someone like him. And, you know, I'm used to kind of, I guess, existing in my own world amongst the bands that I'm comfortable with or know or whatever. This was such a different thing where I was, you know, it'd be the same difference of say, hey, okay, you're this band, go open up for Michael Jackson. It'd be fucking weird, and which it was weird, because I mean, literally the first like 10, 15 rows were all Johnny Holiday lookalikes, which was insane. I felt like I was playing the 400 of him. But it was really cool, and his crew was really, really nice, accommodating. Everybody was really cool. You know, I think that shows, you know, why he's been in the business so long. You gotta be fucking cool to, like, you can't be an asshole all the time. You know, you gotta be able to be a real person sometimes.
Said that you write your songs, so what are your inspirations?
I get inspired by everything. I mean, it's not just limited to music. I get inspired by cities, I get inspired by art. I get inspired by like an idea of something in my head, you know, like I try to build characters for me to kind of draw some sort of mood or feeling from, like, or an aesthetic, you know, like you know, for certain songs I try to think of who that person might be singing the song or something. You know, that happens a lot. And then just sonically, like, I listen to so much music that I can get inspired by everything from, like, you know, to Lil Wayne to whatever. I mean, I listen to everything, like Hank Williams to, it doesn't really matter, like, my inspiration comes from everywhere, yeah.
So is it like you are another person every song? Or?
Not so much in a sense. I think I try to create at least some sort of constant theme or a constant vibe. I guess if I were looking at it as if it was a movie or a book or something, it's all the characters within the same book or movie.
C'est une bonne question.
When you started, there were only two of you, and now there's four of you. So, were you thinking, I've done everything you could do just the two of you, and then you wanted more, or why this shift to four people?
I think I started as two, and I slowly added a third, then I added a fourth, and then I have a new 4 members. I think ultimately it was just the desire to recreate the sounds off the record. You know, with the first record, it was actually, you know, it was raw enough that you could get away with playing it with 2 people. But I mean, even on that record, there were certain songs that there needed to be 4 people. And I actually learned that as I added members. And now I'm at a place where this new record, there are songs on there that you can't even play without 4 or 5 people anyways. So, you know, I think it ultimately gave me some freedom to actually, you know, perform and play the guitar like how I want to, and as opposed to just playing a rhythm with a drummer. You know, there's certain songs on that first record that I never played right. You know, it never sounded like how I recorded it or how I intended it to sound. So I think I'm in a good place now. I mean, the good thing about doing records on your own, being a solo artist, is it can kind of take shape and morph into something over